Okay, so I'm going to record this to put it over on Sassy C or Sheila too.
Okay.
And once we're live, I'll share it on my Facebook page too.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but it's been the electronics are really goofy here of late. It
I know.
almost it almost didn't catch it live in time. Okay. Hmm. Well, are we or are we not live? Hmm. Okay. It looks like we're live, but
Yeah, I see us.
okay. All right. Well, I'll just go ahead and now I'm trying to pull us up over here where I can actually see the chat and everything. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sheila Karuna and Krystle Hemphill, Journey into It, Mother of Morning, 32nd Gate, all those wonderful names that you now go by. Hit me up and said, hey, let's go live. And that's something that she doesn't normally do. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm down. I'm down for that. Let's go live. So here we are. And I want you to kick us off this evening because there's a couple of things I need to do housekeeping wise to get us started here. So,
I don't really know how to kick us off, but
oh, okay. Well, let me see if I can talk and do this at the same time, which that'll take some coordination. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I want to put in the chat what it is we're doing. I'm going to put up how to participate. We are going to be pulling cards for folks. And just like last time we did this, here's just so everybody's really clear. My whole goal in doing this is to assist Krystle. Krystle is a single mom. She does have a job, but because she's recovering from neck surgery, spinal surgery on her neck, her surgeon has put her out of work again for another 9 weeks. And while she did everything she could in her power prior to this surgery to make sure that all of her needs would be met, this is the third time that he has said, no, you can't go back to work. And so, you know, that's partly what we're doing here is, and I'm not, for some reason, I'm not able to find us where I can do what I need to do. So I'm just going to concentrate on talking first and then while you're pulling cards. So what we're going to do, I will put it in the chat in just a moment and pin it at the top. Just like what we normally do in a live intuitive hangout session, you ask for a card, I put you on the list, and as your name is called, we make sure that you're still here. I like to then what I say is I step into your field and I ask to be shown within my body things that I can then relate to you. Krystle, you do it sort of similarly to me, don't you?
yeah, I just take a moment and see what comes before I pull cards. Sometimes it's the message itself, and sometimes there's not too much going on.
Right. So right off the bat, we've got 5 folks that have joined us, and so welcome to everyone who's here. Um, and I'd just like to say, boy, today's been a really wild ride for me. Synchronistically, just as we were partying in book club today,
Mhm.
there was some big synchronicities that were happening, and I did do a recording. I received a text from a mutual friend of ours, David Pierce, and he had no way of knowing what my dream was or that I had just earlier related it to Lisa. And so it was very interesting to me that he sent me something and said, for your information. And I started to read it and I got the hit that I had to record it. So today is, and so then again, you weren't aware of that, but you contacting me and saying, hey, you want to go live tonight? And hey, I never turned that down. When you or Lisa say, hey, you want to do something. And so no, that's
Yeah, that's such a strange thing for me, anyways, because I didn't even give it no thought. Like it was kind of like me reaching out to you the other day. Like there was no forethought to it and there was no afterthought to it. It was just simply I picked up my phone, went straight to your name. I was like, hey, you want to go live?
right.
I don't
So
know what that's about, but here we are.
I know. Well, I love that. So I'm going to let you, while I try to find us over here, I do not okay. Now that I'm not talking, I should be able to find it. So,
Just do your thing. We're hanging
okay.
out.
All right, good.
Everybody bear with us. We're
Yeah,
gonna
I
get up and
don't,
rolling in a minute.
right. I don't understand why this is not. Okay, now we're cooking. Now I found it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now it's up there. And let me see if I can paste it, pin it to the top so that everybody who comes in can see that message. Awesome. So, and even if you're not in a position to offer a love offering to Krystle tonight, I would certainly appreciate your making sure to copy that link. And when you are in the position to be able to do so, it would be a great service to her, to me, and I would so very much appreciate it because I just want to support you, Honey Pie, while you're moving through this because I know what it's like to be in that position, to be a single parent and not be able to work, because of health and all like that. So, and because our YouTube channel is not monetized, I don't think, a lot of people think because you're on YouTube that you make money. And that's not the case in our case. We don't, this YouTube channel is not monetized. And so just to be, clear with everyone. Okay, so still no takers, however. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna feel into the collective.
Okay.
And first I'm gonna go over here and share this on my Facebook page to let everybody know that we are live and that they can join in if they would like. And maybe I'll pull a card for the collective. So, so Krystle, I didn't
Yeah.
get to tell you about my dream because we had book study today. I didn't actually get a chance to. Wow, and Facebook really is. See, I don't know. These electronics are acting so weird. I couldn't even pull up Facebook to do a post.
Hmm.
But I would also, while I'm waiting for that, I want to tell you about my dream since nobody is, asking for a card, and I can't shuffle and pull a card while I'm trying to do this too.
Yeah.
Heaven's sakes, what is going on Facebook? This page isn't available. So I don't normally dream that I recall, right? I don't bring back. A lot of times I can feel that I've been dreaming, but I don't actually bring back anything. I have been dreaming. Last night, not so much. It's like I woke up to go to the bathroom and I knew I had been dreaming. And then I sort of felt like I should get up then, but I also felt like I needed to go back to sleep. So I didn't bring back anything, but I knew I had been dreaming. And so that was around 3:40 something because I looked at my phone and I thought, gosh, that's awfully early to get up. Um, but I was really in and out of it all day yesterday. And so wow, this really is acting so weird. Um, at any rate, so I went back to sleep, and this time when I woke up, I had a lot of activity that was going on. When I woke up, I brought back this feeling that I had been, and I had really vivid scenes that I brought back. I I don't think I didn't get to see myself, but it felt like me, but not me, if
Hmm.
that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I was being chased. It was a very dystopian, like war torn, lots of empty uh, storefronts and buildings, and like not a lot of people. There was somebody with me that I felt as though I could trust. And I was the people who were chasing me were after something that I was protecting. It was very odd, and there was a lot of killing. I was and this is shocking to me. I was doing a lot of killing, protecting myself, protecting whatever it was that I had in my possession. And as I was telling it to Lisa, it came to me that it was like a scroll. But then I told her I had also had a flash in the dream of rolling up something that was very much like a scroll, but it was large enough to be a carpet that was that big. And it was like it was a cheese rolled pizza or something really weird like that. And I don't know, but it just so then when David texted me as our book club was ending today, and what he texted me had a picture of a man holding a scroll, and what was said about it was that this scroll was not to be unlocked for 24 hours or something like that, but it is open now. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. And so I immediately went to the article in Substack, and it was by Be It Quantum Tumblr. And it was all about codex and how we are the codex and all of this. And I started to read it, and then I got the nudge that I was to record it as well. So I don't really still, and yet I don't have any idea what any of that means. why it was so vivid, what all that was about. And there was a lot of synchronicities involved there for me.
So, what's the gist of the whole codex thing?
Well, the languaging that B at Quantum Tumblr and the languaging that Jason Gray is using are very similar. They are both talking about codexes being opened and how we are remembering that we are flame. They're both talking different things, but yet for me, it seems very similar. You know how that is for me. It's like I can sense that they are saying the same things, but from their own perspectives.
Right.
I have a sense that as of each portion of the one, because that's what we are, one comes online and begins to recall or remember or notice and receive downloads in our own specific ways. I noticed that each's larger self speaks to each in a way that each can understand.
Yeah.
Because the only being that has been inside this vessel with me for the entire 63 years I've been on the planet is that larger portion of me who has been present and realizes and knows what my language is. Not my love language, not my, but the language overall. And so, I always point back to what happened with me with the um, whole thing about Karuna going viral and me mistaking it for me going viral on my new YouTube channel, when in fact I was getting information about the coronavirus, I'm pretty sure. And how easy it is to misinterpret things, right? At least that's what it feels like to me in that particular case. And because I had already begun to see where a lot of folks were what it amounted to telling the same story, but just in their own vernacular.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people get upset about that
Kind
when
of like the religious text. It's a lot of the same stories, just different names of the characters. Also, too, this might be why we needed to come because I just needed to hear um, a particular word, a word that I've never used, but it also brought to mind, you know, I know you've read a little bit editing with my book, The Ruby Flame. So, I talk a lot about the flame and stuff like that. And that storyline itself, right before I stopped writing, I've been on pause for a little bit with it.
right.
Um, I was talking about the flames of the first breath of life, the first spark of life, and it being the first gate. So, I
I
know.
know. That's exactly my point, right?
Yeah.
You are remembering and putting it into a book, and that's why I said I'm convinced that's what happens now because of our egos that get involved in different things. Folks get angry. That this happened to me very right off the bat when I first started with my consciousness. I had a being that asked me to edit their book. I think I shared this with you. And I said, "Oh wow, this sounds so familiar to me." And I think she took it the wrong way. And she cut me off and I've never heard from her again. But that's not at all what I meant.
Yeah.
It's And now I really see it as well that it's the same thing with George Lucas and Star Wars. Those are memories of either future times past or past times future. You know what I mean? I feel very strongly that is the story. I mean, it contains an awful lot of stuff that has resonated with everybody on this planet, just about. It feels to me like that's why it was so wildly popular and really still is. You know, I told you Lisa and I were nudged to revisit. Lisa had never seen all of the Star Wars stuff, not particularly,
I never have either.
right? Well,
I tried to watch it and it puts me to sleep. Also, Star Trek does as well. And I tried to watch the newer versions that maybe Hulu, I'm not sure which app came out with them, but it's a newer version of like Star Trek. And I tried to watch them because they look like they would be good. Like, you know, the colors in them, it looks very fantasy. Yeah, it knocks me right out. I've never been able to watch even an episode of Star Trek nor the Star Wars.
now see, I think there's a reason for that. And part of it has to do with, well, okay, so and it may not be the case for everybody, but I notice with myself when there's something being presented to me that my consciousness can't fully absorb in its waking state, I go into like a sleeping state. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Um, well, for one thing, the consciousness is easily, you can sneak around it that way. You know what I mean? If the ego can't hang and it goes to sleep. I used to feel kind of dissed on when somebody was falling asleep if I'm speaking. I don't feel that way anymore because I think it's a sign that they are trying to absorb something that, for whatever the reason, the little being inside isn't able to stay awake for. And the larger being is helping them sleep through it. You might want to, if you really feel drawn to some of that, maybe put it on and allow yourself to go to sleep while it's being played in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a thought.
I don't really feel like drawn to it. Like, you know,
I
I need to
gotcha.
watch this or there's something in it that I need to see. It's
Oh,
probably like
I gotcha.
because I have a tendency to have a full, big, bold imagination. It's probably more so like, let's not muddy any sort of, thoughts that could come from
Ah,
here
that could be it too.
versus out
Sure.
here.
Well, we did have a taker. Charlotte has joined us. She says, "Hello, ladies. Lovely to see you tonight." And she said, "I would love to have a card pulled. Could you let me know as well if PayPal is the same as e-transfer? I'm not sure how that works."
Isn't e-transfer, isn't that the where we used to send files when we were doing BQH sessions?
Well, that's we transfer. She said,
Oh, really?
I don't know about e-transfer. I've never heard of
I'm
that.
not sure either.
I know that PayPal, like if you were going to uh, give Krystle a donation, you can use your credit card, Visa, debit card, whatever, and it will just come straight off of that. If you don't have a PayPal account of your own, that's how that works, right? Can't she just click on that
Yeah.
link up there and it will tell
Yeah, it should take you straight to it. Like even if you don't have a PayPal account, it just takes you straight to it.
That's what I thought. So just if that helps, Charlotte, and if not, because you also have a Cash App, right? So if folks
Yeah.
have a Cash App and you prefer to do a Cash App, let us know and we can put that in there too. Justin Jones has joined us as well. So, do you want,
Wow. Oh my goodness. I don't, okay. This is just so strange that even this happened and we're live. And like I'm sitting here just yawning, like,
I know, I see that.
what is going on? Like there's something in this. The whole reason why I even like messaged you in the first place. There's a reason why we're here.
I'm
There
sure of
is.
that. Oh, I'm sure of that because I feel like that's a true statement right there for sure. What it is, I don't know.
Yeah. It's almost like a lot of energy is like being poured in right now.
Okay.
So that's interesting. Energetic
Yeah,
overload.
I gotcha. Well, and Charlotte, you can contact me separately if you ever want to use Cash App, let me know because there's a way that you can help me out and I can help you out with Cash App because Cash App, I've had that for several years and I've never had any kind of issues with it at all. So, she says she's in Canada, so that might be why. Well, I'm pretty sure that there might be an exchange difference, but PayPal can figure that out without any issues. So I did want to pull a collective card, and the Alchemy Elementals wanted to come out, and I find this really very interesting. You said you felt like there was a lot of energy pouring in,
Hmm.
and you spoke to fire and flame earlier. Fire, volcano, moon.
Ooh.
Wow. I feel a lot of energy in this card too. And it's card number one, but it's on page 13. So one being the I am and 13, A being the dark feminine number, as you and I both know, but also numerologically being a four, which is all about, foundation. So sometimes the fires that burn within us go awry and take on distortions. My dear, your flames have shifted. Your inner fire has become destructive. If you do not tend to these fires immediately, the flames will consume you, along with all that you hold sacred and burn everything you have worked. So, boy, this is for me. I'm going to tell you right now, this card is for me. I know with all of me, this card is for me. Everything you've worked so hard and so long to build to the ground. In order to see what has shifted and why, you must go within. You must sink deep within this place of discomfort. Find the source of this distortion and make peace with yourself before this inferno erupts and does irreparable harm. There is still time to shift. Be brave, child, and go within. Wow, I know this is for me. I know it is with all of me because I also had a um an earworm the other day that I didn't want to see and I didn't want to talk about. And I know for a fact this is for me. Now, it may resonate for somebody else that was drawn here too. That's usually the way that goes, as far as I'm concerned, but not everybody in the room. I can tell you that right now because I feel with all of me, that's for me. You know what I'm talking about. You did helped me the other day. I spent all day yesterday trying to get in here. You notice why I'm using the word trying to get in here.
Hmm.
So yeah, the dark moon man said still waters run deep.
Here's the
Yeah,
card that I pulled for the collective.
for the collective.
Yeah, it says curiosity is a type of magic. I feel like that's what we're doing right now.
Yes.
We got curious, and here we are creating magic.
No, that's so true, right? The seat of the soul is in the heart. No, that's true, Dark Moon Man. You're right. I think. Oh, you
There
know
we
what?
go.
I need to let hang on a second. Now,
Okay.
I know you didn't go anywhere, sweet Charlotte. We haven't forgot you. You are right next. I had to let David know because the last time you and I went live and he was going to come, he slept right through it. See, isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he came, but then he fell right asleep. So, okay, Charlotte, I'm getting ready to step into your field, love. I was so joyous about getting to do this with you that I did not even get a chance to get my area prepared here at all. Dark Moon Man said that the heart chakra is green. Yes, it is.
I don't have much coming up for Charlotte, but a very distant type of feel, like as if maybe Charlotte yourself is like feeling distant from everything or something that you can't quite reach out and grab. That's the type of feeling that it is. It's almost like it's there and the energy is palpable. It's there, but you can't quite reach out and grab it. That could just be something that I'm feeling right now.
Well, that's why I had to pause what I was doing because I started to feel into Charlotte while I was shuffling, and I had to stop because I wasn't getting anything, and that's why. So when you said that, but then I also started feeling a pulse, and it was a pulse that began at the back on the left side of my neck, and then I saw something flash in my left eye. So I don't, and again, that doesn't mean I don't have a symbol for that or what it could mean. So it could be just something that happened for me. But it's interesting that you said distant because
Yeah, it almost feels like a honestly like a lost at sea type of feeling, like there's a swaying type of motion, like a boat type of feeling. You can't even see like the horizon, so to speak. Like maybe you want something to be there, but it's not. I don't know. Let
hmm,
us know, Charlotte, if that makes any sort of sense.
right. Good evening, David did join us. Okay, he said evening, y'all. Dark Moon Man said, "The Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want. He make me to lie down in green pastures." Well, okay.
I want to say too, like whatever it is that I keep like zoning into or wanting to be there, it's like it wants to come into focus, or I want it to come into focus. So I'm just going to ask you, like, have you been feeling like you're trying to gain clarity on something, you're trying to get an answer for something, and it just seems so far out of reach, or whatever the case may be for you? And it's almost like a focal point, like a zoning in type of feel that I'm getting over here. Like you want to pull it to you, you want to create it, you want it to be there, it needs to show up, it wants to show up, you want it to show up, you just can't quite see it. You can't quite feel it. You can't quite get there. It's like, I just want to reach out and grab it. It's kind of irritating, honestly. It's kind of irritating.
Charlotte said that does resonate with me very much so.
Hard.
Answers just out of reach, she said. Well, here's something really interesting because as you started saying that, Krystle, one card popped out and then another card popped out. And the first card that popped out is your number, 32.
Woohoo.
Yep. Jeweled web connectivity. And it's very anomalous here, right? Like there's nothing really to grasp onto. So I find that very interesting. Connectivity, no separation, the feeling state. Approaching any oracle requires you to come in with certain expectations. You are either looking for confirmation of what you already know or attempting to shed light on what eludes you on the obvious path you're on. You're asking whether you will reach a desired goal of some kind. You're rarely able to see beyond memory or projection. And so naturally, everyone comes to the oracle with a narrow perception of what's possible. Imagine that the answer to your question is not about, quote, landing at a particular destination, meeting a goal, connecting to a special lover, reaching an end game, or experiencing anything specific. Instead, you discover a shimmering web of jewels you didn't know existed. The world is interconnected in a living web of energy. It isn't possible to, quote, know how any of it works, but know this. What is in your highest good is a sparkling jewel that lights up for you among this web of possibilities. You just need to know how you want to feel and choose this consciously. Take your focus off getting anywhere. Practice feeling and being in a place where your desired experience has already come to pass. Who will you be when this is true for you? Can you be that now? Feel that now. Practice that. The better you know your path within this web of life, the more it will light up for you. It is celebrating you already. And what is so interesting to me is that after this card came out, this one came out, and it's the beginner's breath, it says. No, first breath, beginner's mind, which to me really goes hand in hand with what this just said.
Mm-hmm. It
Um,
relates to the card I got too.
wow, go
The
ahead.
fool, basically. So in this deck, it's called the Cozy Witch. And the little message on it says, take a chance for each morning is a new beginning. And it's like the answer is within you. Like she's literally staring within the mirror. The window's open. These are some of the things I noticed in this card. It's almost like you got to take that leap. Once you leap, the net's going to appear. Whatever it is going to appear. The answer is going to appear. Um, but you got to be willing. The other
Yeah,
one that came, I feel like, is kind of where we're at with the Nine of Swords. Self-doubt, worry, sleepless nights, mulling something over in the mind, kind of cycling through it type of energy.
right. Well, this card, this first breath, a fresh start and renewed curiosity, natural trust, beginner's mind. When the first breath card shows up for you, which it's a 21, that's a 3 numerologically. So for me, that's all about where it's at, the Trinity, of course. When the first breath card shows up for you, it is time to leave the old stories and tales behind. You have arrived. Take a deep breath and another. There is nothing else you need to do but take in the new world that is revealing itself around you. And that too is a huge synchronicity for me. Lisa wanted to share with me the newest Allison Co recording, and that recording is all about relaxing into yourself. What I was getting all last year was just relax into yourself. You don't have to know anything, and that's where I've had the most trouble, I suppose, is getting out of my mind, allowing that, stopping that I need to understand crap,
Yeah.
because there's not going to
Yeah.
be that. I need to get that through my thick skull, is what it is, I feel like. And this saying, there is nothing else you need to do but to take in the new world that is revealing itself around you. Trust your natural curiosity. There is no need to dwell on how difficult the journey has been or how tight the passage to get to where you are now. Just take it all in and experience the awe and wonder of your arrival at this destination. Even if it is a familiar place you have come to many times before, try to experience it as if for the first time. For you are renewed, and the old you is no longer your concern. Practice the beginner's mind, not labeling or naming what you see and experience. That situation that was so difficult only a few days ago, just be with it and breathe. You have already gone beyond it, have overcome and resolved it, even if no one else realizes this yet. Soon enough, they will as you move on. Do not squander the power of first breath, giving the old narrative mouth to mouth resuscitation. Apparently, that's something that I've been practicing. Use it for new beginnings to animate a world you can play and create in. Do not underestimate the power of your breath and the magic of the word. And see, that's something else that B and Jason speak quite a bit about, is our breath. And the breath is how we create. I feel like that's, wow. Charlotte said that is exactly how I am feeling. Very hard to go with the flow and let it come as it will. Because Justin Jones was saying, flow with it, don't force it, don't try to figure it out. And that's true. Well, and that's so, isn't that? I hope that was helpful for you, Charlotte. It certainly was for me. I sure appreciate you coming
Mhm.
tonight asking for a card, because I always say it doesn't matter who I'm reading for. There's something in it for me, always. That's the whole point. Is
Yep.
it's a reciprocal circuit, this connectivity that we do. For me anyway, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful you wanted to come out and play tonight too. This was magic. Charlotte said, I wanted to let you know the last time you pulled a card for me, I had a visit from my mom. Oh, really? Well, you might have to reach out and explain that a little bit more to me, Charlotte, if you want, either through an email, or we could do a Zoom if you like. Let me know if you want to do that. That would be lovely. I'm having so much fun. Some of you really are responding and contacting me, and we're getting a chance to meet in Zoom. She gave me the most soft and beautiful hug. I never felt anything like it before. Oh, okay. Has your mom passed over? That's lovely, honey. I love that. Awesome. That's a guess on my part. I don't know if that's what you mean or not. Yeah, I today in book study, that part where they were talking about, I think it was in book study. Okay, yes, please do. I would love to have a chat with you, Charlotte. Please tell me if I'm remembering incorrectly. Wasn't there something in book study today where he was talking about um, absorbing the last breath to absorb the soul? Maybe that was something else I was
I don't
reading.
remember that.
I could swear that was in that.
It could have been when I stepped away for a minute though, and I didn't catch that.
Okay, all right. Because I had a very similar experience with my mother, although she had already passed, but I felt integration. Let's see. Oh, good gravy. She'd been gone probably 10 years, but I felt an integration of sorts with her energy as though now she's in here with me, if that makes any sense. And the moment I did that, I started looking more like her as her younger self, not her older self. I don't look like my mom did at 63. I look more like she did when she was much younger, which I also found kind of interesting. And again, I don't know why that is, but so we have 8 folks in the room. Does anybody else want a card? Charlotte was the only one. She passed a few years back. Been going through her stuff with my dad recently. Oh, how lovely. Well, I know that after that happened with my mother's energy, um, both she and my great grandmother present themselves around me, a lot more often. I can readily feel them.
Hmm.
No, so I think there's some, well, and it makes sense. If we truly are all one and singular, then once a living being has passed, if one was open to feeling that, wouldn't they? I mean, why not?
Yeah.
So,
Did it come after like some sort of like healing process, like something that you healed, and then it was like an integration?
well, yes, and I'd been having some, it wasn't really issue, but, and then my sister actually said to me something one time about how she felt like mom was trying to communicate with me. And so I opened myself to that,
Yeah.
right? And it seemed like, well, and it had not been long after, now that I think about it, it was right around the same time as I was doing the 5 element soul retrieval ritual with Lisa Risenberry, um, that, that happened. I didn't view it as that, like at that point, because I didn't feel like that could even be a possibility because she had been alive at the same time as I was. So I didn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't thinking as multidimensionally then as I am now. And I didn't really attribute it to that in that particular manner. But now, having had experienced that other soul retrieval thing with the really scary entity in my room, I can see where that would absolutely apply. Why not? Especially if, I was open to receiving that portion of her. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that made any sense, but So, any takers? It doesn't appear to be. Gee, I guess not. Which is so interesting. There are 8 folks in this room, and I'm not quite sure where to go with it if nobody's asking for a card. You know what I mean?
Well, we did our part and showed up on the spur of
That's
the moment and went with it.
that's
So
true. We did. We did. Well,
I don't know.
David Pierce said he'll take a card. Yay, David. David to the rescue, of course. Okay, David. I'm going to step into your field now. It's so funny. And David is so funny, y'all. He just makes me smile and laugh so much. He can send me a text and have me rolling around on the floor. Actually, when I told him, when I sent him the video that I put together after he sent me that thing from OmniLens, and before he even listened to it, he sent me back. He said, "Yep, it'll be just a few more weeks, and our lady cycles are gonna sync up." He is so funny. I was like, "You got to listen to it now because he is such a card, man." I feel a little dizzy in your field, David.
I feel like I want to contort and twist my body, like something needs to shift, something needs to move, something needs to change. That's how I'm feeling. Although right on the outside of me feels very like soft. Are you laying down?
So fess up, David. Are you laying down?
I'm just playing. I don't know why that feels soft. Like it's almost like on the outside of me. Could be like a auric thing.
Well, you know that's happened to me before. Well, I felt like when I stepped into your field, David, and I said I felt dizzy. All at once I felt as though I could feel what's going on around you. But I happen to know where you are, and so I know that there's a lot going on, uh, weather-wise in your area, and so I don't know if that might have been what I was feeling. He said, yes, laying down on a comforter. So,
I also feel like a dizzy sensation, like within I guess within the stomach. Could be like solar plexus energy. Feels very bubbly, very fizzy. Like
bubbly.
honestly, if it's not a physical thing, then I would interpret this as like something needing to come to the surface. And when I think about fuzzy and bubbly, like joy, right? Like something needs to come up. Like, do you need a good laugh session? Do you need a good tune into some comedy session? Like it's almost like it needs to come up and feel this space. Or is that just something like, because like Sheila was saying, you're funny. Like, I don't really know you that very well, so I don't know that. Um, like, is that just who you are and that's how it's presenting to me? That's how it's showing to me? Or do you indeed need to have a good laugh fest or, do something that brings you some sort of joy.
Well, it's kind of
I like
interesting.
asking I like asking questions to see like what different signals and stuff means, especially if I've never particularly felt it before. I'm like, okay, let me see what this means here.
Well, and David said yes, both physically and spiritually. I feel like the card that came out for David from me really signifies what you were saying there about something needing to come to the surface. Because much like this one that came out for the collective, which I am certain was for me, there is a volcano in the background of this one as well. And this
There's
is
a
the
lot
two,
happening in that card.
I know, and this is the Two of Pentacles. And while it looks very much like he's on a surfboard type deal here, above the fray there, um, the Starman Tarot is just a little bit different. Another time with your sister or that girl said the same thing, all she saw was bubbles. At the core of the Starman Tarot, there sits, this says, perfect the art of balancing responsibilities. At the core of the Starman Tarot, there sits the deck's trickster nature, who plays with the traditional programming of the tarot, turning things on their heads. In this vein, I often fashion the earth out of the sky and the sky out of the earth and enjoy pushing the boundaries with how the characters are visualized and the environments in which they find themselves. Traditionally, the character in the Two of Pentacles is depicted juggling two gold pentacles bound by a ribbon or cord, which forms the lemniscate, the infinity symbol. The character is placed firmly on smooth, solid ground while two sailing ships are wildly tossed around on a volatile sea. This forms the story of his solidity as the chaotic and shifting world transpires in the background. However, I wanted to catch my character in a time slice as he surfed the sky on an infinity board. He is solid and sure in his own capabilities, particularly the foundational skill of balance. Even the volcanic eruption behind him is unable to shake his confidence. He is earthed, yet not as we might expect. He is intrinsically motivated, has immense body awareness, and has married internal energy work with physical movement. He has learned how to align his body center, his awareness, allowing him to respond rapidly to any change in his environment. He is a master of his art and he knows how to adapt to whatever comes his way. Recognizing that in a state of flow, he is not moving, rather, he is being moved. His adornments are in balance. Everything is playing out perfectly for him. He rides upon infinity, the symbol of things constantly in perfect repetition, representing the harmony of reinvesting your material gains into your gifts and passions. The cycle is never ending. Everything in the universe is reinvested. Strike a balance, reinvent yourself to suit your desires. Ride the wave of challenge in your life. And so that's, I don't know, that's a very interesting card to come out for you, David. I feel like. Riding the waves of life, you learn to let go of the drama and returning to equilibrium, glide steadily on. I have a sense because I know David so well that he is like me. We have a very hard time letting our minds go. And I feel like that's why this came out in the way that it did for me, anyway. Seeing this and equating it to much that. Uh, in other words, I think whatever it is that you're moving through, just like me, I'm causing more trouble for myself than I need to. What was the name of the card? It was the Two of Pentacles in the Starman Tarot. I can send you a close up of this, David, if you want me to, honey. Because I think sitting with that for a while for yourself and just really look into that. There you go. I hope that was helpful. I feel like it went right along with what you were saying, Krystle.
Yeah. Oh, here's your cards that I got. Justice. Okay. And it says, stick to your truth and everything will turn out fine. Also, the Queen of Swords is all about using the power of your voice. Don't you dare lower your voice for anyone. And sometimes speaking up also means speaking up to ourselves as well. That's one of the things that was coming through. It's almost like it's not an exterior type of, I need to speak my truth to someone else. It almost felt internal, like turn that inside. Sometimes we need to even hear out loud the things we want, the things we desire, how we want to feel, what we want to experience. Like we need to hear that. Um, so speak your truth to yourself is the message that I have for you.
Yeah, I love that. So thanks for asking for a card, David. Does anybody else want a card? Usually, it's hard to keep up with how many people are asking for a card. This is so unusual.
I think maybe this was just more or less us answering the call, you know.
No, I think you're right. And quite frankly, it was an excellent I don't know. I think I needed this more than anybody else, to be honest with you, because it's been very helpful for me. As I said, there was something in each one of these readings for me as well.
Well, go ahead and pull me a card. We'll see what else.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. And then I'll pull me a card
While
because
we're here,
while we're here, let's
y'all
see
stick
which
around.
which deck just wants to come out and play. Okay. It's the shaman dream oracle for you as well.
Every time, every time.
Here lately, I don't know, man. That's very interesting. I was surprised that the Starman Tarot wanted to come out for David, to be honest with you. I thought it would be this one, but no, it was that one. This one is so thick and so new. It's hard for me to shuffle that way. This way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never shuffle like that.
No.
I always just slide them. I always
Yeah, I
have.
do that too. Oh, I do that too. Will of the wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Oh my God, because you are so good at the shadow work. Oh my word. Isn't that funny? Wow. Card number 62. Wow. Which is an 8 numerologically, which is the upward facing infinity symbol, which really means something very, very precious to me because it's very much about 8 for me is not just manifestation. Everybody talks about it as being manifestation, but I see it as materialization, pulling that from the pre-matter template into matter. David said, I get Starman every time. Wonder if he's single. I told you, he is so funny. I love you, David. Treasures hidden in the shadows, the great mystery, epiphany. Will o' the Wisp hovers in her luminescent glory above the twilight moors of your life, whispering for you to step into the fog, into the mystery, the unknown. You may have been visited by her before, but though intrigued, you refused her invitation. It would be safer you decided to remain on the journey you know. While you always have a choice as to whether to follow her or not, you never know when you might encounter her again. In this sense, turning away has its own consequences. Why is the known so appealing? It's only when you wake up to its restriction, its soft prison or golden cage, that you realize there must be more. Will o' the
Yep.
Wisp, say what?
Yep.
Will o' the Wisp has come to you once again to offer you magic. Oh, and you spoke about magic earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But you will have to sacrifice certainty in the pursuit of adventure, your comfort zone for the dangers of discovery, your well trodden path for the detours that may very well lead you astray, or will they? Can you accept that losing yourself will bring you closer to your true self? The profound shift of an epiphany can occur only when you risk the detour and enter the unknown. Now is the time to trust higher forces to lead you into this place, these worlds hidden at the threshold between what was and what can be. Here is where you will learn about your own unmaking, to unmask yourself. Love what you discover, light or dark. See it all as divine and find a quiet, thrumming power waiting for you to channel it into the world for good. The treasure you find, filled with the wealth of love and kindness, true prosperity is ripe to share with others. She is here for you now. Will you accept her invitation? A great bounty of goodness awaits you. Well, I told you, I have felt this huge shift in you. And I've noticed that there's been an uptick of subscribers to the New Light Streaming Love channel. And it's not because of me, it's because of you and what has changed within you. I sense that with all of me because I've been at the channel all along, uploading stuff all along. And all of a sudden, and trust me when I tell you, everything that is on New Light Streaming Love appears on Sassy Seer Sheila, except for the things that you're doing. The things that you're doing appear only on New Light Streaming Love. And New Night Light Streaming Love has outpaced Sassy Seer Sheila by a mile of late. And it's a direct reflection of what you're doing. In my view, I think others can sense something there. And I just feel that with all of me because I sense it there with you. So, yay, will o' the wisp, as far as I'm concerned, because it's,
Yeah, that that card was spot on. I mean, that's what I'm doing, trying to step more into the unknown. I think
yeah,
there's some days that I pace myself, and then there's some days that I'm like, ooh, head first. I don't care no more. But then there's other days there's resistance, there's fear of the unknown. And there's definitely that undertow of, some sort of like sacrifice in a sense.
right.
So exactly where I am.
No, I know, but I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess no more takers, it looks like. So I guess we could just sign off if you're ready.
Okay.
Well,
Well, let's try again another time.
I do want to thank everyone for showing up because hey, there was no notice given, and I love that you guys did that. And I put a link at the top if you are interested in helping Krystle out because, like I said, this is now her third 9 week. Well, I'm just going to call it a prison sentence, but I know that it's not. It's for your own good that he's put you out of work. Or well, I should say that the job won't let you come back with restrictions.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not so much as him, but
right. It's not so much him, but he said that you definitely can't do the stuff that they want you to do. And so, and if you guys want to also, Krystle has started uploading some of the other things that she has that are up for sale at www.newlightstreaming.love. So definitely go there and click the Journey into It uh, at the top and just scroll down and you'll see everything that she has to offer you. So if you have any gifts that you want to buy somebody or anything like that, just go and take a look at what she has on offer there. There's lots to choose from. And let's see, was there anything else? Oh, I do want to say this because I have started to be contacted by one or two folks. Folks are starting to notice that Jason is not posting right now. Jason Gray, he has stepped away from the Wi-Fi for a little bit. He is out in nature and he is not near any kind of Wi-Fi or anything like that. He did send me a message. He said wasn't even sure if I was going to get the message that he sent me. So he's taking a little bit of a break. But he will be back, and I've taken a little break from recording, although I will be back as well. So this will be seen later on Sassy Seer Sheila as it has been live on New Light Streaming Love. Thank you, Krystle, for asking me to come
yeah, thank you.
and do this live tonight.
Yeah.
And I just want to put that call out again. Anyone who wants to come and have a conscious conversation, recorded or not, doesn't have to be if you're not into recording. If you are interested in having a Beyond Quantum Healing session with me, all of that is being dedicated to Krystle as well. Any exchange love offerings that are offered for that will go to that. And I am offering individual readings to folks in exchange for a love offering for Krystle as well. So there's all of that to choose from. Krystle is doing readings. So hit us up. Appreciate you guys. You can reach me at consciousconversationcentral@gmail.com and journeyintoit@gmail.com or
That's fine.
newlightstreaminglove@gmail.com. Either one of
Either
those.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much, girl.
Thank you.
Until next time, thanks, guys. Mwah.